Hey everyone, I wanted to make a video since this week we're turning in our nature and nurture papers, and one of the requirements for this paper is, let me change this real quick, make it look a little bit more centered. One of the requirements for this paper is that it's an APA format. Wow, I'm struggling. Come on. Is that better? That'll work. It's not perfect, but yeah, one of the requirements for the paper is that it's an APA format. So I wanted to just go ahead and essentially walk you through how to make a paper go from zero formatting to APA formatting. So this is a pretty standard looking paper, I'd say, about nature, nurture, and cultural context. And just as a just as a complete disclaimer, I did not write this. I didn't have time to write one, but I wanted to show you guys how to format it. So I actually had ChatGPT write this for me. It's not my work. I'm very interested in the subject. I would totally write a paper on this and enjoy doing so, but this is not my work. This is a ChatGPT paper. And honestly, I read it just to see what I thought of it, and I actually don't think it's what I'm after at all. So just so you guys know, I'm not looking for a paper that's just cold and robotic like this. I would really like to see your personality in your writing. I think is because of AI, I see the direction of writing going more and more towards personal voice. I think that the blog post is going to be appreciated more and more. I don't necessarily think that this cold style of writing is any good anymore. So anyway, you might read this paper and you're like, wow, that's so good. It's actually not. This feels like a robot wrote it because a robot did. And if your paper sounds like this, it's not going to be as strong. So anyway, enough talking about the content. Let's talk about the format. We're going to put this paper into APA formatting. And APA formatting is the American Psychological Association, APA, but they are used, APA format is used in so many disciplines. It's used in the disciplines of education, which is what this course is, but also not just education and psychology, but tons and tons of social sciences. So sociology, criminal justice, all of these use APA format. And APA format is most likely, if any of you want to go on and get your master's degree, the format you will need to know. If you're going into addiction studies, you're probably familiar with this. Well, if not, it's a good thing to practice, because if you ever want to continue your education, this APA format is what you probably need to do it in. It's also a standard format for most school systems when they're doing a dissertation or thesis. If you go into specifically literature for a master's or PhD, you will use MLA. But if you go into most fields, your dissertation or your thesis work will be done in a rudimentary APA format. Not exactly like this one, but very similar. So the reason I'm having you guys do this APA formatting on this paper is really because I believe in the academic potential of all you, and I would like for you to have an opportunity to practice the APA format. But that said, I also know APA is pretty unfamiliar with a lot of us, so hence I made this video right here. And this video is designed to kind of help you through it. So your paper, pull yours up on the other hand side. Pull yours up so that it's taking up half the page in this video, so it's taking up the other half the page. To do that, you can just grab your blue browser or whatever color it is, your tabs, and you can pull. And if you go like that, it will do exactly half, and then your other one goes here. I'm going to do full screen for mine though, of course, but yeah, that's how you do that if you need to. And you will see we've got a title, intro, 3, nature and culture, nurture and culture, cultural determinants, and then a conclusion. So 5-paragraph essay, very classically written. They are missing citations in this AI generated page, so I would definitely need to go fix that. Again, this would not get a good grade if you turn this in. Yeah, because citations are needed. But let's get into the format. So one of the very first things with the APA is your cover page. You don't just start an APA paper. You have a cover page. So this introduction needs to be on page 2, not page 1. So I'm going to put my cursor right on the front, this left-hand side of introduction, you can see, so that the whole word is after the cursor. I'm going to insert break, page break. If you're doing this on Microsoft Word, it's about the exact same thing. You just go to insert page break. Okay, so insert break, page break. Same thing. I'm doing Google Docs, but if you do this in a Word doc, same exact thing. So then you'll have your title and only your title on the front page, but we're going to mess with that. So we're going to delete the word title. We're going to center things up, but we don't want it at the very top. I'm going to click enter. Actually, I'm going to click edit, select all, and I'm going to make sure that I am double spaced all throughout. And I'm going to click my enter key 8 times. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4 times. Sorry, because I'm double spaced, it's 4. If you do 8 times, you'd be on the next page. Since it's 8 lines, which would be 4 times double spaced. Okay. The interplay of nature and nurture within cultural contexts. So that's the title. Then after the title, I'm going to have my name. This just looks like way too big. What is going on with this ChatGPT paper, y'all? Line spacing, double, remove space after paragraph. There. Okay. So you have your title, then you're going to have your name. Let me make sure I do that for everything, because it's adding a ginormous. So remove. Yeah, I don't. Perfect. Okay. My name, and then we're going to put our institution name. So that's one thing unique about APA is essentially preparing you for academic writing and publishable academic writing. So you're actually going to put Dawson Community College, and then we're going to hit it with the date. It doesn't have to be the due date or today's date. Typically it's the date you publish. So we're just going to put today's date, and it will be February 20th, 2024. Okay, so that is my cover page. I really love how that looks. I love the first page I see when I open up a paper to be a cover page. It feels very, very professional. Some writers, just as a heads up, some writers actually have 2 headings or 2 titles. So it'd be like reading into culture or something. Reading into culture. The interplay of nature and nurture within cultural context. And you have this 2 title thing. You have title 1, title 2. Okay. You can choose if you want to do 1 title or 2 titles. Let's just keep mine at 1 for now. Okay. So here we go. This is the title page. One thing I'm noticing, ChatGPT publishes in Roboto. That's hilarious. I need to change my font. So I'm going to go edit, select all, and your font, you can do Times New Roman 12 or Arial or Calibri. Calibri is kind of small. I think the official is Times New Roman 12, which that always seems huge to me. Times New Roman 12 is just like a massive font. I might actually play around with it. I like Arial quite a lot. That's big too. Calibri. We're going to go with Calibri. That's one thing about APA formatting is APA formatting is an institutionally determined format. So I'm teaching you the one that I learned when I did my grad work. But every school requires something different. I was actually encouraged to use Arial when I did my master's. I'm gonna let you use Calibri, Times New Roman, or Arial. You can choose between these three. Do not give me Comic Sans or Impact or any of these ugly ones. Give me Calibri, Arial, Times New Roman, font size 12. Okay. And 12 is actually big. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I always feel like Times New Roman 12 especially is a really large font that just takes up a lot of page space. So I don't really care. I mean, if you're trying to like get your words to cover more pages or something silly like that, go with Times New Roman. If you're like, how am I going to fit this? Then go Calibri. It's a little smaller. So there's a tip for you. In the end, professional writing doesn't care about your pages or your words. So professional writers don't really think about those kinds of things. So if you're thinking about those, it's because you're feeling like a student, and I would prefer you to think of yourself as a writer than a student. So do whatever you want. I don't care. Okay. So we got interplay of nature and nurture within cultural context. Nick Staffolino, Dawson Community College, February 20th, 2024. Okay. Next step. We got to get our paragraphs into APA formatting at some point. But before we do that, let's mess with our header. So double click the space above your first paragraph, and we are going to add what's called a running head. This is unique to APA. The title of your paper becomes a running head in all caps. So the interplay of nature and nurture within cultural context will come up here. The interplay between nature and nurture within cultural contexts. Now, if you have two titles, like your title has a part 1 and part 2, you only have part 1 in this running head. This is super, super long. Typically, they're not this long. So yeah, that would be something to note. You don't have the whole title, you just have the first part of the title. My title, I only have 1, so it has to be this. And then at the end of that, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to find where the end of the page is in my cursor. Oh. And I'm going to go page 2. Actually, go right here. Insert page number. There we go. And we're going to go until it drops. Go back. And then we're going to do like that. Beautiful. Make sure the font is the same. This is Arial. Ha! I knew. I was like, this looks different. Calibri 12 is what I ended up going. Okay. That changes this. This to be on the edge. Boom. Then I'm going to actually go back to my first page. I'm going to do a different first page, and it'll delete that, but keep it here and have that running header on all of my subsequent pages, but not my title page. No running header on page 1. You do want the running header here. Beautiful. Okay. All right. This is looking good. So we got the running head. So every single page will have the title and the page number. And I just love how that looks. I think it looks so sharp having that running head across the top. Okay. Now I'm going to get this all in APA format. First of all, I got extra spacing, just like earlier. So let's grab all of this and let's get rid of that extra space. So I'm going to get rid of the extra space real quick. Alrighty. Line spacing, remove space before paragraph. Just feels like there's an extra space here. Yeah, what I really want is just double spacing throughout. I'm not looking for this to have a big gap. Where I will put an extra space, let me get all of these fixed, and then I'll show you. Space. Remove space. remove space, remove space. Okay, where is that? What is going on here? How come I can't get rid of it? There we go. So now you can see everything is double spaced. It looks a little bit goofy. This is not how you would turn it in. This double spacing is what we want as the rule. But once you get every single thing in double spaced, you will add an extra space after your paragraphs, but not after your headings. Okay. So you have conclusion, and it goes right into the conclusion. You have cultural determinants, and it goes right into the paragraph. You're not looking to put extra spaces in after this. I want these bold, so I'll also get my headings bolded. Oops. So get all of your headings bolded. You should have headings in your paper. If you don't have headings, you should add headings. It just is so nice to read headings. This is not MLA. This is not 5-paragraph essays. So, the heading allows you to say whatever you want to say and have as many paragraphs as you want within a heading. And it's, do headings. I also would add this right here. Right, so every paragraph you have gets an indent. Beautiful. Okay. We have APA, y'all. Cover page. Introduction with an introduction paragraph. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? Double space here. Nature and culture is my very first point. Indent, paragraph. Finish it, space. Next, boom. What's missing? Obviously, the thing that's missing is in-text citations. And I want to show you how to do those as well really quickly before we move on. So let's just say that I have a quote within my first paragraph. The innate biological characteristics encoded in an individual's DNA, often referred to as nature, play a crucial role in shaping various aspects of human behavior. However, these genetic dispositions are not isolated from the cultural environments from which a person finds themselves. One researcher, John Smith, writes, the genetics that someone is born with are ultimately affected by one's environment. It would be wrong to conflate nature with a person's attitude, well-being, or dispositions towards things in life, like hobbies, jobs, and success. Okay, so let's just say I made this article up. I made this quote up. Okay, one researcher, John Smith, writes, then I have my quote. Good. You got to have the quote. You're not going to end with the period end quote, though. What you're going to need to have is your in-text citation. Okay? And it goes after your quote, there's a space. There's no punctuation right here. I have my quote, space, and my citation is going to be in parentheses, period. That's how it goes. Your citation in APA will always be author last name, Smith, comma, and then the year the article was published. Let's say this is a recent article, Smith 2023. If you include the author's name at another point in the paragraph or sentence, like I have here, one researcher, John Smith, I can get rid of the Smith and just have 2023. It should be like that. Yeah. I can just have 2023 because you already know John Smith. Or maybe I get rid of John Smith's name. One researcher writes, and then I need to add the Smith, comma, 2023. Okay? Then that will point me down as a in-text citation. It will be linked to a reference. So you'll have to create a references page. You'll go to the very end of your paragraphing. You're going to insert another page break, and this one is going to be centered, bold, references. Okay, and then left adjusted, this is where you're going to insert your APA citations. APA citations are so easy, you guys, so let me just show you how to do one. I'm going to invent this information, but this will be exactly how you do it. So I got Smith, comma, J. You don't need to write out John, just J. Smith, comma, J, period. Then the year it was published. What did I go with? Did I go 2023 or 2024? 2023. Okay. So the very first thing in the reference and the citation is that year and the author, which is why we're indicating that up here, because it's the very first thing people will see. Okay. So if they want to go find it, they can. So Smith J, period, space, year it was published, period. It could be, you could have April 7th, 2023. If you want to put the exact date, you can. Yeah. Then you're going to have the title, and you're not even going to follow the rules of grammar for the title. So you'll have nature and nurture and culture, right? I'm not even capitalizing things. I'm literally nature and nurture and culture. Do not capitalize things other than the very first letter of the first word. Okay, that's it. Or a proper noun, if there's a proper noun. The word Montana would still be capitalized. Nature, nurture, and culture, period. Then the website that I found it on, we'll just call this Education Review Weekly. Okay, undo my italicize, and then the edition. So it would be, yeah, we're just going to leave it there. Education Review Weekly. And then you just have your URL here, right? Copy and paste URL here. So it'd be something along the lines of www.educationweekly/nature nurture /nature and nurture and culture. I'm making this up, you guys. So you just copy and paste yours. Weekly.com. How about that? There we go. So yeah, there's the URL. So name, date, title, website title, URL. Then I'm going to put this all in a highlight, right? I'm going to highlight it all with my cursor, and I'm going to go to format. Actually, let me show you an easier way. Highlight it all, format, align and indent, indentation options, special indent, hanging 0.5. And that will pop this out real quick. So highlight the whole reference, format, align and indent, indentation options, special indent, hanging, 0.5, apply. Boom. You'll do that for all your citations. Not a big deal though. It'll take you like 5 seconds. Now, your page, your paper just grew. You might have started off with like a 2-page paper or a 3-page paper, and now it's 5. because APA has a funny way of growing papers. I don't know what it is, but APA always grows the paper from the draft form. So yeah, this would be APA format, y'all. I'll put this online so you can see it. I'll put this on Moodle. And I hope this helps you. So let me know if you have any questions. If you don't get it perfectly, it's just fun. It's low stakes. I'm not going to harshly penalize you. But on your final, you'll write an APA paper, and I will expect perfect APA form at that point. So, all right, I'll put this on Moodle for you guys. Download it, PDF it, put it on Moodle so that you can access it. Just put this on Moodle. But please let me know if you have any questions. APA format. You don't need to see all this. Let me finish it and then I'll end the video. APA format paper. Okay, you didn't even need to see that, but that's how you add files to Moodle, y'all. So you can see it there. I'll add this video as well. Cheers. See ya.